I don't think I'm where I should be, so I'm just typing into the chat of where I am at the moment. That chat is closed. Okay. So let's close that chat then. I shall see. Oh, Walter is here saying, I think so. Let's see if that's where I should be or if that's just a different place. Are we back now? We're here. I don't know exactly where I am though. So bear with me a minute while we get everything sorted out. Let me see if I can find myself, because it's always nice to know where I am. I don't know if this is, oh, it's a different stream to what it was. But hello everybody. Let me get the chat out again and get that here so I can see what's going on. And let me invite people back in. Let me copy that, put that down there, and see if that works. Now this is different software. For some reason, the other one wasn't playing fair with me. So this is the other one, the StreamYard. I think more testing is in order, with possibly some live streams that aren't actually live streams going on. When we tried it, it seemed to work, but it's not seeming to work at the moment. So yeah. Let me see. Anyway, apparently there are people watching. It seems some of you have found me, so hello and welcome. I've put the link up for other people to join in. I don't know if they've got to download anything to get in and see. So George was here earlier, but now he's had to disappear because it wasn't working. So I've lost all the chat from before because that died, because the stream wasn't actually active, although it said it was. We shall test and evolve and see how things go, but it might be that this is the software that I'll be using because it seems to work, although it doesn't work in the same way. But anyway, behind the scenes stuff, you don't need to look behind the curtain ever. Right. You're live, says my wife. Thank you. I was live for a minute and a half, apparently on the other channel, but I don't think it really was. But if it was, it wasn't telling me it was. I shall pause that because I don't need that flashing at me from 10 seconds ago in the background over there. Right. We have Speedy Q8 joining. By the looks of it, he's backstage, so you lot can't see he's here, but he is here, and I shall bring him up and add him to the stream now.
Ha.
There we go. We have a live Spid.
Hello.
Yes.
I will be disappearing in just a moment, but only briefly because ramen noodles are happening in the kitchen. I can't.
Well, you can bring them back with you. It's fine.
Oh yeah, I'll be bringing them back with me as soon as they're
done. Yes. So, good evening. This is an evening with the gang, or me, or Spid, or George if he can find his way back. Welcome. Dear God, that's frightening, says Gaz. I don't know, is that because Spid's just popped up, or for other reasons?
Yeah, sorry about that. I have that effect on people.
This software does have a different way of doing things. The layout is different on the screen. It doesn't switch between people as they're talking. I've got it set at the moment, apparently, broadcasting with just the two side-by-side things. I can play around with things. Look, I can do it like that if you want to see full backgrounds, but then you've got a lot of wasted space, unless there's more people joining, in which case we'll be able to play around with it. But the zoomed in view is fine. Well, there's only two of us. I can see he's just over there. Look, if I go like that, just on the side of the screen there. But, right, let's have a look through the chat. The first one in was Walter saying, "I think so." I don't know why he said that, but I think it was obviously in combination with something else.
What are people thinking about? How does this look in YouTube? Peoples who are watching.
George has just arrived. I shall just add him to the stream. And look, it's like Dallas. He sort of slides across, and you're going to have to move your camera a bit or move your head a bit, because now it's only going to pop up in the side.
Hi, George.
Hey.
Yes, I don't know if this is the software I will be using going onwards, but if it's the one that works, then yes, I will. So there will be more testing going on with the other. This one does seem to give me more control. I can, yeah, I feel more in, like an actual director. Speed's just gone off for his noodles, but he's just muted, so he's still there. Yeah, so I can bring up the three, when there's 3 or 4 of us, that wouldn't be so bad, having 4 people like that, but yeah, I can play around with things. When did Bros get back together, says Fruglo. Oh, look, I can do this, look. Hang about. Why has that not come up on that? That's very strange. Oh, there it goes. I can do this. Look, you can all read it. You can read your own messages that I can bring up on screen.
Oh.
So if someone says anything particularly amusing or rude, or no, rude I won't do. But if anyone says anything amusing or embarrassing, then I can bring it up. So yeah, Gaz says I blame Fox. Everyone should blame Fox because that's the way it should be. Right, apparently the quality is great and it's looking quite good, says Gaz. And Sergeant Bones said quality is great, so thank you very much. That's one plus for it. The downside is the auto switching thing. I can do the whole solo everything, and I can highlight George if I want. I can make you all look at George. Look, there you go. It's just George full screen, but yeah. Depending on how many people are in the room, depends on how things need to go. That's quite a useful variation for me, because then I can be the main person, because I'm the main person. It's my channel. Look, it's my channel. I can have as much screen space as I need. And then the various guests that come and join can pop up down the side there. So, yeah. Hello again, says Shane. I found you. Yeah, I apologise on behalf of the entire internet going crazy and not letting me get everything up and running again. But yes, this might well be how it goes. During the week, I will play around with it and get some people together to try and figure out what went wrong, why it went wrong, if it was my fault, or if it was just the internet playing around, which is quite likely. Jamie has a quick question. I shall put it on the screen. Look. Quick question. What's the best way to make jet exhausts look oily and grimy as I'm painting the FX 172nd Phantom? Use oil and grime like Starship Filth or the oil Absalom engine grease. That's the other one that's good. Or there's any number of the mecha colour that I'm using now do petrol stains and oil stains. Just gently add them where they think where they would go on a real plane. Start off light. If it doesn't look enough, put some more on, because you'll have trouble trying to get some of it off. But yeah, just add it a little bit at a time, see how it goes. Mainly using Citadel and Tamiya paints. I don't know if Citadel have got a paint that works like that. I mean, there's the old non-oil and stuff like that. Is a good shade, or any of the shades that are in the right shade. But yeah, pick up some mecha colour, try them. I don't need the chat there because I've got the chat there, so I can get rid of that. Yeah, right.
Cheers, everybody.
Speed's back, and I've got new furniture. Look, I've laid it out like that, so it's mainly me and you on a little bit on the side.
That's quite a nice little layout, that actually.
It's not bad for this sort of thing. Is fine because it's all about me, because it's my channel, it's my stream, it's me. But for the E-Models one, it's not going to be so good because we want to be a bit more even. We might have to go for the Dallas look again, which isn't bad.
Could that be worked in a rotating to who's talking currently fashion?
I can do it, but only by pressing buttons.
Right.
So I can click on you and highlight you while you're eating, because broadcasting that to the world is obviously
nobody really will through that.
But yeah, so I can do different things. Apparently, the software here, the StreamYard, will only have a maximum of 8 people on screen, 6 people, sorry, on screen at the same time. But they do have this backstage thing that you can have another 4 people in, so you can have a maximum of 10. And because I'm in charge of all the buttons, I can switch between who's on screen and who isn't.
We've got backstage passes. We're special.
I've got backstage. I shall just put you backstage briefly, Spid. There you go. Spid is still here. I can still see him, but he's backstage. So you can't see or hear him, but I can bring him back. Oh look, it changes the order. I'll put you underneath George now. I guess I can do that by, if I do that, then I can put, if you've got a place that you prefer to be, you're both over there, aren't you? So I should be able to, yeah, no, let's not play around with that. What's in the sarnie, Spid, says Trout and Chard. He says it, look, I'll put it up there. I like this being able to show comments, that's quite useful.
It's eggy ramen noodles.
There we
Basically, chicken ramen noodles. And then when they're cooked, you drain them off, and then you throw an egg in and sort of stir fry it. So it's very nice.
How do you know that the egg's cooked properly? Because I don't like the idea of not cooking eggs properly.
No, you can tell it's cooked properly. It's kind of just like egg fried rice.
Okay.
So it cooks the noodles and it cooks. But you just basically stir frying it and a little splash of soy sauce, and it's rather nice.
Cool. Jamie says, I'll let you read it. I based it with lead belcher and used null noir as a shade. Went over this with Stormhost silver and Necron compound. But I think it looks too dark. I wanted a slightly rusted tone. Use something lighter then. I picked up. What did I pick up? I shall put your comment away. I mean, they do a rust. It's that riser rust, which is really light. That might brighten it up quite a lot. Or what else did I get? I got some other things that people told me to get for rusting effects. I don't know, a squig orange for some reason. But there's lots of different shades. Pretty much every colour has its own shade. So there's a green one, there's an orange one, there's a dark one, there's a blue one. I don't know what they're all called.
Out of curiosity, on the rust thing, I have a question of my own. Has anyone ever tried the soaking a piece of wire wool, allowing it to rust, and then draining off the water and letting that dry out and using real rust on their builds? And how did that work out for you? It's something I've read a few times but never tried.
I would imagine that it's difficult to get consistent. So if you leave it an extra day, then it would look different to, leaving it not so long. And rust is an active thing, though, isn't it? So actual rust will continue to oxidise and change after you've applied it.
You'd seal over it, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, Trout and Child's got a good answer for you. He says, it sounds like too much work. Absolutely, yeah, I agree with that. Right, Zadster's found us again. Evening all, and Osric has also found us. Evening, chaps and chapettes. I'm not sure which one's which.
Good evening.
Walter says the texture is horrible as well. Is that from the Speed's rust idea?
Rust, I suppose, yeah, because you're going to... I mean, I think the idea with wire wool is that you're going to get finer pigment than actually rusting a real piece of metal. You're going to get big chunky flakes, aren't you?
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, I suppose there are going to be bigger chunks of it, but I was just curious if anyone's actually tried it. It's something I've read about, but I've never seen real life examples.
Timber's in saying howdy all, and Shane Young is asking, has anyone ever had dealings with trying to get missing parts from Italeri? I've never had any problems I've never had any experience getting hold of missing parts from anybody. I've just never had to do it, so I don't know. Anyone tried Italeri?
I've only ever had to do it with Airfix, and typically they are very good. Although apparently more recently it's been a case of they've not had what people want in stock. But what Airfix used to do is just read a kit, take out the bits that were necessary and post them out. And I guess obviously over time their stocks have depleted. As far as Italeri and such go, I have no idea. I've never had to chase parts for those.
So yeah, most manufacturers will probably be okay, but I don't know. Never tried them. So anyone in the chat tried? Cynical Max Steve has found us. He finally found us. Welcome again. Yeah, apologies for anyone recently joining us. The stream should have been live half hour ago, but the software, the Jitsi that we tried, we tested it all out. Me, Fox and Spid were there the other night trying it and making it work, and it seemed to be flawless. It worked. It had the auto switching and cameras and everything. And when you start streaming, YouTube have got a thing called a stream key, which is a alphanumeric code, that basically is unique to, almost unique to your channel, but certainly unique to that particular stream. And you can put it into the software and it kicks it through. When I do my Sunday Warhamster stream, I put it into the Streamlabs software and it connects through, it connects up, and it's fine, it works. When I did it on this, it said it was connecting through and the stream key was copied directly from the live stream from YouTube, but it just wasn't going anywhere. And then all of a sudden, apparently it seemed to stream for a minute without actually telling me it was streaming. Although it said it was streaming all the time, but it wasn't. So yeah, we'll play around with that. But the Streamlabs, maybe the StreamYard, maybe the new home of my streams. Certainly, I don't know about any others, but it should work. But wasn't working for me tonight. Might be my fault. Might be a glitch somewhere along the line. I don't know. We'll find out and we'll get it worked.
Should it matter to anybody who might be using a mobile, as I am, it does actually pop up a warning on this software saying it's experimental, the mobile side of it, and it's through the URL on the web rather than an app. But obviously, it seems to work. So
yeah, but this one you didn't need to get any software for, did you? You didn't need an app or anything.
No, that's right. No software downloaded for this one.
Yeah, so this is just connected through web-based. The other one, the Jitsi one, for connecting on mobile, you do need an app, which is free. It's not.
As apps go, it was a quick, easy download, and really quick and easy to configure as well. So
yeah, well, you needed one for Hangouts anyway, didn't you?
Yes.
So it's no different from what the old Hangouts on Air, which apparently is still working, even though they said it was dying yesterday. Apparently, it is still working today. So that was a fallback alternative to fall back onto that tonight. But I fell back to this, and we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Trout and Chard's got the solution for the rust. He says, throw the model in metal, throw water over it, leave it outside for days. Sorted. There you go. Real rust. Done. And apparently, according to Walter, Dave's Models has a video on making and using it. Obviously, the real rust water.
Real rust. I watched one years ago when I was getting back into model making. And it was a product which I don't know if you can still buy it anymore. I can't remember the channel that I saw it on, but it was an American guy, and he had built it's either a railroad car or a vehicle car, and it was a two-part liquid, which presumably contained something that oxidized, like metal, which you physically painted onto your vehicle, painted this other bit on, and then stuck it in a plastic bag and left it there overnight.
All right.
And it actually rusted, like real rust.
That's interesting. I know there's something to do with tank tracks that does the same. There's some sort of something you use on tank tracks that do the same thing. Trout and Chard says he did have parts for his 2001 Discovery missing. Polar Lights sent one out from the US with no problems, or it might have been Mobius. He's not sure, but either way. Ray's in from Malta. Evening, Ray. Colin at Festa 67's workshops here. He says Jitsi is Festa proof. Apparently, it's not me proof because I did try it and it didn't like it. Didn't work. But yeah, you're welcome to come and join in. The link is in the Gross Gang chat if you want to come in and join us and try this one out, Colin. Chances in saying evening all. Spruglu is asking Colin how the cat's going. The cat. Obviously, the model cat is not talking about his pet. To which Festa replies, okay, just doing some editing to do. Everybody's in saying hello.
The next video to do with the lighting? Or was that...
Sorry, what was it? Lighting?
Festa's cat video. Was he starting to do something with the lighting for the next video?
I'm not sure what the next one was going to be, but I know it's coming along, but yeah. I'm a couple of episodes behind, I must admit.
I'm quite looking forward to seeing that one. I do like these lighting.
All right, Colin won't be joining us. He's been awake for 36 hours and he's flagging now, so he might fall asleep. But if you fall asleep, leave the stream running because I'll still get the view.
Fall asleep live on air. That's good.
Yeah, that's fine. You can sit in a corner. That'd be fine. Can't wait to see how it looks when it's finished, says Spruglu. I'll show you. Look, he said that. He needs a picture. When you're putting comments in, you need to make sure you've got a proper avatar now, because I can put them on screen and it, you know.
I do actually like this little text thing that you can pop up.
Yes, that is quite nice. It's quite useful, especially for a more interactive sort of show with the people.
Well, that's it. I mean, to see the chat, I have to have YouTube on my tablet sitting over there with the sound muted, so I can watch the chat going up, which is a bit inconvenient.
Yeah, you should be able to even pause the video and the chat will still work.
You can, but if you do that on the tablet, the screensaver comes on.
Ah, right, okay. I was going to say that'd save some of your bandwidth. But,
yeah, well, it's not so much the bandwidth; it's the battery on it. It's an old tablet. The battery's about knackered anyway.
Ah, right.
And I tend to have my phone plugged in when I'm doing the streaming because obviously it eats the battery. And if I've got the tablet on but I pause the video, it sort of knows that the video's paused and it puts the screen lock on. So then you have to unlock the screen.
Yeah, that's not so good. Sprue says I can't create an avatar on my iPad. You shouldn't have to create it on your iPad. You should be able to, if it's linked to your YouTube sign in, then wherever it's created, it's across all your Google accounts and things. So
yeah, you can create an avatar anywhere and just connect it to your accounts, to your Google.
No excuses. Paul de Tasso's in. Hello, people. Hello. I'm going to click the button and try and screen share because I've never tried it on this, so we'll see what happens. Do I mind watch-related questions, says Timber. I don't mind. Spid also does watches, so you've got the right group in. We have a model-making guru in the backstage.
Well, Chris probably knows much more.
Shall I let him in?
No.
Shall I let him in or not?
Oh, I don't know.
No, I'll add him to the stream.
Wearing the mankini.
He
isn't. I could check that before. It does give me a picture that shows me what he's wearing. So yeah.
Hey everyone, am I on? Am I not on? I don't know.
You're live and you're down there. Yeah, you're sitting underneath George.
So that's an entire body and a head.
I know.
Not just hands.
Whole thing.
I'm going to click some different buttons just to see what they do now. I've got 4 people in. I could do that one.
Oh, we all move.
Or that one. It's exactly the same now. It's not for individual slats. It's for like that, so it fits.
Yeah, now that one works well when you've got 4 people, obviously. But
yeah, it's nicer to see 4 screens like that than little letterboxy things. And
yeah, well, with the 3 it was the little parallel things, but with 2 it was all right full screen. But 4 like that, I don't know about 5. We'll see. If more people come in, we might find out.
I quite like the large window at the side with the small.
Yeah, I can go back to that if I want to focus on me, and then you lot can just be sitting there down the corner there. But yeah, the full screen is quite good.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to full screen it on my screen rather than have a big
don't think you can. I think I've got the controls.
Don't matter. Oh, gosh,
yeah, I've still got.
It's a million degrees in here since I turned the lights on 5 minutes ago.
It's scorching up here still. It's so warm, it's ridiculous.
You've been playing Elite. I
am still playing Elite. I'll be playing Elite as we're talking. and to honour the fact that George is wearing, I think, his video gaming type hat, I too am wearing my video gaming type hat, which is very old.
Must admit, your picture is a bit pixelated for some reason.
Is it?
Yeah. Even Spid's better than you.
Well, it's showing us nice and fat at my end.
I've got no idea. I can't access any information on that. But it's just a little bit slightly low res. But
that's clearly something. A problem at your end, then, isn't it?
It's kind of cool.
It's a different camera angle to the one we're used to.
Yes, it's because I'm playing on the Xbox, and I've got nothing set up to work on. So I thought I'm not going to pretend to be working on something. I mean, it's best.
I spy an Amazon box.
Yeah, it's an old Amazon box. It's got Sazabi in it. Yeah, so George is wearing this. Have you got your Shanghai Dragons on, George?
This is actually the Heroes Global Championship hat. My Shanghai Dragons hat.
I dug out my old vintage Bungie hat just for you.
I like that it's vintage, even though it's only like.
Phil says that looks different to the camera angles. Jono's in from down under. G'day, Jono. The new stream is cool. All right. Get your miniature violins ready for the toes, says Spruglu. Look, he says it down there on the screen.
Miniature violins? I don't know.
Look, it's the Brady Bunch, says Colin. Do you have a feed from your security camera too? No, I've not got that. It's up here. 4 times more screens, says Osric. Ray says hi, Fox. Hey. And Phil Lewis says Fox has gone all 8-bit. Yeah, Ray from Malta.
I've done what?
Says you've gone all 8-bit. You're a bit pixelated on there.
I'm looking quite nice and handy on my screen.
No idea. Everyone else looks fine. You look a little bit rough.
Looks fine at my end.
No, I think it looks all right on mine, but I'm viewing on a tiny screen, so.
We'll see what the stream looks like afterwards. There's another thing for trying a different thing and seeing what happens.
Yeah.
But you caught me just in time for my screen share to look at the Gross Gang group, the Gross group. I shall see what I can. I don't know. I've got 2 options. I've got 3 options. I can screen share completely, which will look like that apparently. I don't know. I'm not actually sharing what screen though. I can do that one, which puts you on the sides, or that one that puts me and screen sharing. I don't know how to
Nobody
activate.
puts baby in the closet.
I don't know how to activate the screen share though. Oh, it's probably the screen share button. who'd have thought it?
That's such a crazy idea. It might just work.
What a cunning ploy. Right. Yes. So now there are 5 of us. Because screen share gets its own little screen. I don't know where it goes though. It goes either me and screen share, everybody and the screen share. That's quite cool.
I like that one, yeah.
Or just the screen share, which is a bit boring. We might as well all stick on the screen as well.
I'm going to turn some lights off because it's too damn warm in here. You don't need to see behind me, I don't think.
Right. I'm screen sharing, so I'm not really paying attention to the. I can't. I've covered up the text, but this was where we left it last week with my tufts. So this was my tufts that I put on my war hamster.
Tufts. Can you still see me?
Yes. Yep.
Clues in the name, Chris, says Fester. Yeah, indeed. This was the next one, which is Alex. I don't know if he's here. I think he was here earlier, but might have got lost in the stream swappage. This is Alex trying to make some progress on his Sazabi, and it's a cat. I don't think the cat was built. I think that's a one-to-one cat.
Sazabi I've ever seen.
The cat says Bill denied.
Although that is the Sazabi head, so it's almost cat-sized.
Mm.
It is huge.
Here's a question for people in the chat, or on the subject of cats. People in the chat who have cats, how do they stop them jumping on the workbench and just destroying everything?
I'm assuming you can train them with spikes and water pistols and stuff.
You clearly never had a cat.
We had a cat for a little while and then it went missing.
Yeah, you can't train them. There's no such thing as a trained cat.
No. There are some foolish people who believe that you can, but
This is impossible.
It's impossible
Absolutely.
indeed. Right, we have Dan Heap Quano Man. He's got a real name now. We know his name. We never knew it before, but he secretly had to join Facebook to get access to the group. He's putting up pictures of his 144 Falcon with electricity.
Ooh,
that looks very, very cool indeed.
It's got lights and stuff, and it does look good.
This was the pre-made kit that he bought, wasn't it? I think he said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jumping
So
back,
much-
Timber has a question, which was the watch-related one. Would you attempt to polish an Amiga watch's glass front to sort out scuffs, etc., in the same way you can sort out model canopies?
that's one for you, Chris.
It would depend on the glass. If it's an actual glass, then you can't do a great deal to polish them. If it's a plastic glass, then yes, you can polish them.
If it was a glass, if it was a glass, what's it called? The piece of glass on the front. It's called something as a crystal.
They call it a
crystal or glass or
generic, isn't it?
If,
Yeah.
if,
different
if it's a glass crystal, if you know what I mean, can you not use Jeweler's Rouge? Which I know Jeweler's
you
Rouge.
can
Kind
to a
of,
degree,
depends.
but
You get mineral crystals and sapphire crystal, and you get all kind, and the
Yeah.
hardness varies massively. But if it's a plastic one, like Chris says, you can actually buy a thing called Polywatch. But if you've got Tamiya polishing compounds, there's a nice little modelling watch restoration crossover there, because Tamiya polishing compounds work a treat on them.
yep. Trout and Child's got a solution for keeping the cats at bay. He suggests chopping their legs off.
Yeah.
That would stop them from jumping on your bench.
That would turn them into kind of like a furry snake.
Big worms. It's good big worms.
I'm going to continue through these pictures. So this is still Quano Man's Falcon. It does look nice. I do like the lights. I don't think I'd bother with lights on it myself because I've talked about lighting kits before. They're the sort of thing that you turn on once and think, oh, that's nice, and then they never get turned on again, or they wouldn't for me.
Unless
so
you
I
get
don't
a
see the
perfect
point,
grey which
but-
has lights.
I see
everywhere.
your point about that, but I still think they're cool. I do like to keep something lit
Yeah.
up.
And this is Alex's completed Sazabi, Which
No.
George was asking about because he says he's put a beer can there for scale, and George wasn't sure where the beer can was.
Yeah.
Is that one of those little American beer cans though, or a proper size?
Well, it's not real beer anyway, is it?
Beer.
I was going to say, can I point? That's not really a beer can because it's not got beer in it. It's got
Exactly. So this is what George was asking.
American water in it.
Urine.
Then we have Jeff with his A-wing.
Hey,
Aye.
Is
It's a wing, eh?
that the same as the
Steve?
one that you did for the kit build, Chris?
Me, the A-wing. No,
Yeah,
this is a bigger one. This is a 172nd one. I've only
Right.
done the 144.
Ah, okay, yeah.
There we go. This is Steve with his half a lifetime ago apparently. Some iconic
Hang on,
thing and a Russian thing.
I'm looking at that and I'm guessing there's obviously a Russian
It's some sort of
helicopter, a knife
something.
Well, that's helicopter at the front, doesn't it?
There's 2 X-wing engines, or at least there's one.
This is looking very Star Trek to me, but I don't
That looks
know.
Klingon bird of prey-ish, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's 2 things where it says Marines. Those are 2 X-wing engines.
Yep.
There is the box with all the missiles on. I don't know what that's from, but it looks very Warhammery, but I doubt it.
It might be scratch built.
Could be.
It
The
could
thing
be-
is,
there's
you
quite a
say
few
with
military
Star
that
Trek,
have like missile launchers like that, I believe, though.
Yeah,
That's kind of thing Scott would do with his modern military,
Yeah.
everything in desert sand thing.
the bit you said looks Star Trekky. I don't know what it's off, but it reminds me of a runabout.
Yeah, the runabout or sort of. I'm
I think
thinking.
that's Klingon bird of prey.
I was thinking more Romulan, but
Yeah, it could be.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Romulan.
I'm not
rather
sure.
than-
it doesn't say. But unfinished Rhino variant from his old Warhammer days.
That's an old Rhino. That is.
That
That's
is-
an old.
Right,
First of a few Gundams. Nah, it's not scratch built.
That's a wing Gundam. That's an old HG wing Gundam. That.
Oh, these are
Death
some
Side,
sort
I
of
think.
death. It's definitely something death-like. I don't know what that is. That's very orange.
That's very orange.
That looks very Zaku.
It's a Gilgoo. It's Char's Gilgoo.
Yeah, it's a Galgoog. That, yeah.
Did I recognise a Zaku?
And it's not a Zaku really.
It is sort of.
It's a bit like saying a transit is an escort.
It is sort of. That's got Sazabi legs.
Transformers, aren't they?
I can see Sazabi legs in that. That's
Tri-Star
Terminator.
Rick Dom, that was.
Hand painted silvery endoskeleton.
That's
By the light of the silvery endoskeleton.
And never finished
Oh,
that
no,
properly.
I like that.
He says there's a pattern emerging here. He never finishes things. It's like Paul. That's an old Zoid.
You're an old Zoid.
You could have dusted these before you put pictures up. Oh, Vincent, I've got one of them
Oh,
somewhere.
wow.
Do we know how old these are?
Well, that was from the Black Hole, which was.
No. I mean, do we know how old they are in his collection? Old? Like, when did he make them?
I know
It says
that
this
one,
thing is
but
at least 40 years old. Wind up, Vincent. I don't think it was. I don't think Black Hole was 40 years ago quite. I think you might be overestimating your time there a little bit.
I think it was. It was. Was it after Star Wars or before Star Wars?
It was
Or the back
after, I think.
I believe, wasn't it?
I shall find out.
It was 1970,
momentarily.
so it will be 40 years, unless it's
It was just after
79.
Star Wars. But the Vincent and Bob kits are rare as hen's teeth now. They're really hard to get
The
hold.
Black Hole was 1979, so
There you go,
yes,
so it-
might be 40 years if it was the beginning half of the year.
Just.
Another unfinished icon. I can't recognise that. It's sort of.
That's the thing from Aliens. It's
I
the
was thinking
dropship
Aliens.
from the dropship from the big ship in Aliens.
Oh,
Not the military.
Finish one.
dropship, it's
Oh, look,
escape ship.
someone finished the Falcon.
That nonsense. Nonsense.
Teeny bot made from bits and bobs, actual dust, not weathering. But it works as weathering.
yeah.
An alien, again, completely unpainted. Right, this is Alex. Got something special in the mail the other day. 17 codex books for Warhamster Minis.
17 codex books.
17.
17.
What,
Do you have like one codex per chapter, or
You have
How does
codices
that- how
for
does that
different
work?
factions, but they're like 25, 30 quid each. If they're at 8th edition and they're all for different factions, wow. If they're
I
all
had
the
no
same, you
idea.
can sell all of them.
It might have been an eBay buy because based on the box.
It's definitely all in a box, and it's not an original box. It's repackaged something. So they
The
might
codex
be.
books, they're for playing the game, aren't they? They're for how everything
I
works in the
believe
game.
so.
And
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah, it's the basic. Well, it's like 30 pages of rules and 250 pages of fluff. But yeah, pretty much.
Right. We have Tom saying proof I work with more than spoons. Although I
see
did notice
spoons.
there's lots of spoons. Yeah, I did comment that there were still spoons, but
There's always spoons.
there's always spoons. Yeah. Edward with the tiny. Is that? I know the thing, but I can't think what it is.
MAK,
Okay.
I'm thinking that
Machine
with a
Krieger.
20p.
I do like those.
Oh, it's got a person in there. Look, you can see the nose.
Yeah, they're like little piloted mechs.
Oh, it's not the one I was thinking of, because the one I was thinking of, the person is smaller than that.
They all kind of look very similar. Those specific one-man suits.
But yeah, that looks lovely.
I
That's
must try a Machine Krieger at some point.
a tanky thing with
Yeah, they're
eyes.
great things, aren't they? I'd love to do one.
The weathering on this is just great.
That's a bit sail barge-ish, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's like a
Some
horseshoe
sort of-
tank with guns.
Hover tank
Yeah.
thing. Looks like an iron.
Like Jabba's sail barge crossed with the Russian military.
Jabba's sail barge, warhammered up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of interesting detail on there, but
Yeah, it's good.
We like.
indeed.
Mm. Ooh, eyes. It's not got a shark mouth, but it's got eyes.
It's got eyes, yeah, I did notice that. We do have pictures from George making slow and steady progress on his Plague Marine,
Mm-hmm.
which is looking pretty good and very pink.
I think they're looking remarkable, considering
And he's put the back up as well, because
it's really not long since he started doing those. And
well, it's not long since he started doing anything.
having been dabbling in stabbing paint at minis, I know it's not as easy as some people make it look. So
See, George, I can see George becoming like another Kenneth, where he comes from nowhere, starts, and within 6 months is better than all of us.
Yeah, well, he's already there, isn't he?
Kenneth is the same. Kenneth's like, I've never painted a model before. 6 months later, I've done 35 glazes on this, and it looks like a piece of museum work. Yeah,
Absolutely. This is Barry Toomey, also Lord Berkeley III. Again, some amazing detail in there. I just can't get over how good some of these things look for being tiny.
That's
I like
incredible.
that. Lots of.
I'm gonna have to stop.
I
I'm
like
never
the
shooting while I'm watching these. It's terrible.
I like the weathering on the cloak. It's particularly good.
Mhm.
Yeah. More stompy thing.
I do actually have the chat open here.
And that's my Sazabi, which is almost finished. I've got to do decals and panel lining and stuff on it, but
Very good.
yeah, that's coming together quite nicely. And that's the end. There we go. That's that. I shall. If I click the stop screen button, that'll probably stop screen sharing, won't it? Yeah.
It could just stop.
That's when you shared with the first game with the. You said
Right.
you were gonna show it.
Let's have a look. What we got? That was that. I've seen that. Let me just have a look through the chat and see. Steve says I have to lock mine out when I'm working, talking about cats. Zasta's cat never jumped on things. Cats cannot be trained, says
Never
Friggin' Big.
jumps on things while he's there.
There's somebody else that needs to get a YouTube icon, because it's just got a blank person thing, and when I share the thing, you've got to have your own name up
And
there.
that is a name that is crying out for an avatar, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes.
The person who says a cat can be trained is not a person who has a cat.
Yeah. Chancellor says cat issues. I keep my windowsill clear for them and make sure I manage my bench to allow ease of moggy movement. So you actually have to have a special cat space. But in my experience,
wire up and stuff.
in my experience, cats will have a cat space and then they'll want the bit next to it as well.
Yeah.
But a good play is always to have an empty box somewhere, because they gravitate towards them. They really do like empty boxes.
Timber is saying
It's
2000.
territory, but only in the sense of if it sits there and you say to it, "Do whatever you want."
Yeah, that's
Thing
right.
is, how many
Do something
forest
or nothing.
People who come down in the morning and they find like the thing they've been working on for weeks is on the floor in millions of pieces because the cat's been an asshole and come up and just knocked it off in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video with the? Well, there's probably several, but there's one where the cat sat there and it's like shoving a vase, and the guy with the camera is going, "No," and it stops, and then he taps it again. He's "No, no," and it just keeps going and keeps going. And eventually, just knocks it off.
Right. Let's see. Falcon is mint, says Steve. Sprueglue's got a question for Fox.
No, hello.
It says,
Morning.
why isn't Fox's mobility scooter moving when he moves that stick?
It is. I'm currently moving at about 322 times the speed of light, but you wouldn't know. I like that.
Americans don't know what beer is. Yeah, I know where we are. It's a virtual mobility scooter, says Phil Lewis.
I'm currently drinking a Bud Light.
Right. Oh, Steve gives us an update. He says it's a Kamov Helix and X-Wing engines.
I knew there were X-Wing engines in there.
And he says that was scratch built. Yes, that's obviously the little rocket launchery thing, as we were talking about.
So the back bit's not a Romulan. What's it? The Bob or a Klingon thing?
Doesn't seem to be. Osric says it looks like the shuttle from Stargate Universe.
Yes, it does actually. From one of the ancient shuttles.
I've got no idea on the Gundams. They're all 20 years ago.
One was a wing, one was a death scythe, I think.
Trout and Chard says Vincent or a BB-8 Mark 1. There are similarities, yeah, I'll give you that.
Although BB-8 rolls, whereas Vincent flutes.
Maybe it's Vincent when his armour panels have fallen off and the head's... Yeah.
Maybe.
Fox said that Agrax Earthshade is one of the worst tasting flavors of paint. But so I did taste it, but I'll say nothing compares to it. This is the worst.
Glaze medium.
Yeah.
I did notice you lick a brush earlier on, George, and go like that. So,
Yeah. It was because this tastes really bad.
what is that? I can't see what that is from here. What is it?
It's just Vallejo glaze medium.
Ooh.
So
Especially long and medium. But
I would reckon that
I struggled to find that out.
you could probably go worse than that with the Humbrol pink stuff, the chipping thing.
Mascol.
Yeah, Mascol, that's the one.
Yeah, we do not recommend you do that as it contains
I wouldn't want to taste that, not with how it smells.
I think as soon as you open it, you know that's not intended for internal use.
Well, it does actually contain ammonia. So. Yeah.
Everyone's saying 1979, which we all know was now. Yes, thank you everybody. Same year as Star Trek: The Motion Picture, says Trent Trott.
Steve says the wing bits on the dropship were shoulder panels from an old Robotech kit.
Oh right, so not anything that we were guessing at all.
Robotech or Macross for those outside of the UK. As in George.
Spoons, says Zazda. Spoons. I like Zazda's picture. Now I can see him bigger now when I put mine there. The bigger pictures. Zazda's got wrenches and pistons and a smiling face with big teeth. Okay.
I've actually realised that I'm sitting far back from the telly so I can do the stream at the same time, and what it means is I can't read half the text on the tiny text on the screen in Elite. Damn, these Elite dashboards are small.
Swigging Pig says there will be a suitable avatar for the next stream.
Good man.
And Steve says I do like the gross gallery selection. Well, you would because you feature most of it, which is lovely. Don't get me wrong. Keep it coming.
I really must get back to doing something and get some pictures up on there myself.
Paul Tvasso has a question. Anyone heard of or have experience with armoured Komodo pigments? Apparently works like C1.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically you just get those little rubber brushes. I have it all downstairs. You just rub it on exactly like C1 metalizer. You can use it to get like cool chameleon colors. That's what I use it for.
Cool. So yes, there you go. Earl Deasy, it says, evening, YouTube let me in after 20 minutes. Were you queuing up outside or something? I didn't notice you didn't knock loud enough. We'd have come to let you in. You're also another person that needs to get a proper avatar for next week. We'll be checking.
Why are we suddenly on the people? Everybody get avatar kicks.
Because I can put I can put the messages up on the screen. Look.
Yeah. Before they only stood on the live chat, so
Yeah.
now we can see them on the screen.
Now we can actually see them big screen on the thing, and everyone can see it. It's
How do
bigger.
you put a comment on screen? Then do you just pick one and stick it on screen?
I click on it. Yeah. Trout and Child says the robot in Return to Oz was BB-8 Mark II.
That was that was sort of like a very big BB-8 though, wasn't it, with a moustache? I remember.
Joystick, not seen one of them for years, says LD. That's your personal problems. We're not getting involved in that.
Not actually a joystick.
Gaz Vickers has a question for you, Fox. He says, what system are you in Elite?
What system am I in? I've put a comment for you to put on the screen there, Chris. I am in Plua Thua VY-S-E3-12, and I'm looking at planet number 6.
Cool. I don't have to put the comments up, It's an option for me.
Oh, is this the floaty spaceship?
I am in
this drift around space.
If he's interested, I'm currently in just across the border into whatever this area is, Achilles Altar.
There you go. But he's like 12 million light years away from civilization, so you'll never find him.
I'm just crossed into the top left-hand corner of Achilles Altar.
Jamie Bones just put a picture of his 172nd Phantom in the Gross group. I'll get that next week. You've missed this week.
Is there actually a goal to this game? Because I know you've mentioned sort of floating around in space, looking at planets and things.
What are you doing?
The goal is to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, there's no real. I mean, you can pick if you're in inhabited space, so you can go to space stations. You can pick up missions, but they're just like fetch quests and stuff. There's no real purpose to the game itself. I'm actually all I'm doing is I've left the habited area of space and I'm just going round. I'm circumnavigating the Milky Way just to get as much astronomical information as I can to sell it. And I've gone about, if the Milky Way was that big, I've gone about that far in about 600 hours. So yeah.
You did come back once though, didn't you?
No, I've stopped in at places on the way.
You came halfway back or something, didn't you? Because you needed something or.
Oh, I did backtrack a little bit because I had to get new shit. But
Cynical Mike Steve says, "Are you playing Elite Dangerous, Fox? I'm awful at that game. I keep getting killed by gangs of vicious pirates."
Yes, what you do is you don't play in public, and you get a ship with some decent. You only get attacked by pirates if you're carrying cargo.
Well, you could play in public now. You'd be perfectly safe.
No, trust me, you don't ever play.
No, playing public's fine. It's not as bad as people make out.
Not when I've got a billion credits worth of.
Yeah, but you're also a million miles away from anybody. The chances of you running into anybody at all are astronomically slim.
Yeah, not taking that risk. Not with.
When you're coming back with the data and coming into a civilized space again, that's your problem in time.
Yeah, I'm not risking 600 hours of astronomical data. Thank you.
Chrono Man's here saying hi all. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Chrono Man is one of my patrons. Ordinarily, this stream would be open to my patrons to come in and join, but because I had trouble with it all starting off and everything, the link that I put up in my patron page isn't working. I haven't re-put this one up, but I will be, and we'll figure it out, and it'll be sorted. I don't know if I'm going to be using this going forward, or if I'll go back to the other one and see if it works. We'll figure something out, but yeah, ordinarily my patrons are more than welcome. Indeed, next week we're having a bonus evening with everyone.
Bonus.
I can't remember who it was. I think it was Pascal. Can never make it on the last one of the month when my traditional evening with everyone is. So I'm doing the next one next week. We'll see what software I use and how it works, but we'll let you know closer to the time, and the link will become available as ever. 5 minutes past we go live, and yeah, keep an eye on everything.
Dadster actually answers the question about getting attacked by pirates all the time. He says just get a ship and put fast engines on it, and when you get interdicted, just throttle and boost.
Right away.
The whole trick of who was asking the question? Was it Steve or was it?
Sprugler has a question about Alclad 2 Aquagloss.
Hold on.
What?
You said somebody had a question?
I said Sprugler has a question about how do I clean Alclad 2 Aquagloss out of my airbrush. Spirit Q8 has an airbrush cleaning video.
I do.
Which is somewhere.
I'm assuming Aquagloss is just water-based acrylic, is it? Is it?
I don't know. I think it is.
I know Alclad metallics are lacquer based, but it's essentially if you use cellulose thinner, that'll clean anything.
If your brush is solvent safe. Yeah. Make sure.
Even just for a quick blow through, the only real risk is your nozzle seal if you've got a non-Vuitton O-ring on your nozzle, which it can swell that O-ring and deteriorate it over time. But as long as you're not sitting it and soaking it in it, you're okay. But if Aquagloss is just an acrylic, then isopropyl alcohol and water.
Pascal says Alclad is a liqueur. I was going to say liqueur, but it's not a liqueur. It's a lacquer.
I don't know about the Aquagloss though, because that's
the Aquagloss though.
that's acrylic, I think.
I know ordinary Alclad is, but isn't Aquagloss? Is it called Aquagloss because it's water-based?
I think Aquagloss is acrylic.
I don't know. I haven't used it, so
I think.
yes. I shall put Fox's comment on the screen briefly because he says my comment is which.
Well, somebody's got to do the Paul comment if Paul can't be here.
I don't know why Paul can't be here. He said he might have been, but Phil Lewis says, has anyone found the Puppeteer Fleet of Worlds yet? I don't know about that one. I know they're looking for Raxala or something.
Raxler.
Raxler.
There's always been people looking for Raxler.
Apparently someone's been there.
No, nobody's found it yet.
No, someone's been there, but they haven't. No, they don't know they've been there. Someone has mapped the system, but they haven't actually.
Is it an urban?
Duby what's his name has said that someone's been there. Because Raxler ties back to the first Elite game.
Chancer is asking, where is the Gross Models group? It's on Facebook. It's a Facebook group. If you type in, I can't comment on here. I can comment. I'll put a comment down at the bottom. I know you commented a little while ago, but it's facebook.com/groups/gross group. There's actually a link on the bottom of all my videos. Actually, that's the easiest way of finding it. Because if I put it in here, it will just disappear anyway. So. Yeah, that's where it is. You can join. There's a couple of questions to answer to make sure you're a real person, but basically just saying that you're okay with me putting your pictures up on the Thursday. And yeah, come in, put your pictures up, and that's it. That was a fast ship one that Fox already read out. LD says another day goes by, and the postman didn't bring anything exciting. That's a sad day. You should order more. Fox has had something exciting delivered, or he's had something delivered, or he's just moved an Amazon box. I can't tell.
No, that's an old one. That's got all my Suzuki stuff in it.
Oh, that's boring.
Yes.
On the subject of exciting things, I did get a couple of car kits just yesterday.
Spruglu has, for some reason, said, cheers, I'll try a few things. Hopefully I won't knacker my airbrush. If I do, I'll blame Chris. I didn't say anything. Spid was saying things about stuff and things. It wasn't me.
But it's
Chris's fault. It's not Chris's fault.
It's just my channel. I'm not responsible for anything. Someone's just asked to join.
I did pick up a couple of car kits, which I got just yesterday. I have got a Tamiya 370Z.
Hang about. I shall focus on you.
I think it looks jolly nice. I quite liked that one. And the one that I really wanted of them all, I just sort of like threw the 370Z in because I thought it looked nice. But the one that I was really after was this. Look at that! Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, that's a nice
1972 Skyline. This is back when the Japanese were sort of were making cars designed to look like muscle cars.
It's like an American muscle car, but where the wheels are just far too small.
Yeah. But isn't that nice? That's so nice. That's an Ashima kit. So I think I might even start on that one when I finally get around to finishing this motorbike that's been sitting there unloved.
Right, I shall exit your solo layout, apparently.
In case anyone's wondering, I'm currently probing.
Chancellor has just joined the group, and I've just accepted you into the group. So there you go. Live on air, you've been admitted to the Hello Halls. Joker28 here with a crab, apparently. Yes, I don't know. He's taken his face off, and he's got a crab. I don't know, but welcome.
I've got a question for the chat.
Oh, okay.
If the Bell X1 had its maiden test flight as the British jet that it actually was, it was designed as, that the Americans stole. What colours would it have been painted, do we think? Because I'm going to be building this as a what if it had been built by the British.
Blue underneath, pink on top.
You know what we
that
better
good?
do that, Spid?
What's that?
Why don't you paint it up and make the little dude look like Scott Bakula, so it's like the first episode of Quantum Leap?
Now that would be an achievement.
How's that for
If
a
I
reference?
could paint 1/72 scale pilot, so he was recognisable.
Recognisable pilot. Yeah, that'd be good.
I would be impressed with myself.
We've got some questions, some answers from chat. Apart from a screw glue saying probing, I think he's talking to Fox. It says paint it orange. I'll show the comments one at a time. We've got orange, blue, pink,
Orange.
Pink
the
on
British
top.
Racing green,
Everybody's made orange ones.
green,
The British concept plane, it should be just coloured like old bits of mantelpiece and shed wall and stuff.
pink with purple, pink so it looks like a widge.
Pink, yeah, look like, yeah.
Probably bare metal and silver. Yeah, that is a test plane, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you know.
Golf racing colours.
I was thinking sort of silverish. But
And sprue glue
Maybe not.
says orange, apparently. 2 oranges.
Oh no, because they're all orange. I want to be, you know, I want it to look.
Yeah,
a
do
little
it. Do it like a Spitfire or something.
Do have an infantile and slightly amusing name in mind for it.
Why don't you
Just
just
do
go
it.
walk and do it all in black and white checkers? There you go.
Do it like a Spitfire. Just to really
Well,
mix
they did
things
a
up.
Spitfire, didn't they? There was one of the Spitfire that did the observation stuff with the cameras inside it. They were pink.
Yeah, pink on the bottom, blue on top. So you
Because they
can
flew
see
at sunset.
it's like camo.
Pascal says go aluminum.
Luminum.
I'm assuming that's what he said. He probably means aluminium, but you know,
Durable mooning.
durable movement.
movement.
Teal and white, says Paul Tomaso. Yellow polka dots like Fox's other mankini, says Fruglu. You don't know what his other mankini looks like.
Ironically, the other mankini was pretty much exactly the same colour.
No, I think that's mankini green. I think that's what they call it.
Yeah, it's just official mankini. It's like British Racing Green, but the mankini version.
Pascal says sorry, Dutch keyboard.
Here's the thing, Sped. If you're painting it like a British version of the test plane, why don't you paint it to look like the Bluebird?
Yeah, it's not.
Because that was a concept. That was a test boat, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
that was
And
jolly
the
blue.
Bluebird
All shiny,
as well.
shiny blue with the tiny Union
With
Jack.
the
on that.
blue. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. That. With
And then just smash
Union-
it into pieces.
Union flag on it. Mhm.
Yeah. Try and do a 1/6 scale model of Lake Windermere and have it flying over above.
Inverted.
Yeah.
TSR2 was white, says Zadster.
For some reason in my brain decided that the actual pilot of the Bluebird was actually Alistair Campbell. That's not right.
No, it's Malcolm.
No, not that politician's sidekick. My brain was going, who was the pilot? It was Campbell, Alistair Campbell. No, not Alistair Campbell.
That was the soup guy.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's the one that made the soups, Campbell's soups.
Yeah, that's him.
That's Bob Campbell. That was Dave Campbell. Original Campbell.
So
Right.
the footage of that genuinely terrified me when I was young, and I first saw the footage of that on TV, and that was terrifying. I don't know why. I'd seen like footage of racing car crashes and all sorts of things on TV, like we do. But just the way it sort of flipped up and just tumbled over the water, and I don't know, it's just something really terrifying about the whole thing.
We do have an apologies from. I'm thinking it's Vincent. It's Vincent, isn't it? Yeah. In my group chat, saying he's sorry he has to miss tonight's stream, but he's rather busy. He's got, I think it's a computer he's got in bits.
Yeah. Actually, I need to build the 2 that I have. They're hard to sit.
Yeah, it's a PC he's got apart for some reason. So yeah, that's probably why he's not here. But yeah, no trouble. So with all of my streams and the gang, you're all more than welcome to join in. But I understand if you're busy or not want to, or just don't feel like it, or don't like me. It's all perfectly acceptable.
Fine.
Fine, it'll be okay. I'll do it on my own then.
Don't ask me for any favours next time you need to be on the other.
No, it's nice, obviously, when you'll turn up, but if you don't, if you've got other things to do, it's absolutely understandable as well. I don't pay you anything, so, why should you just turn up? I was expecting you all to log off then, but... Fox is busy, he's looking all intense and
I'm
focused.
probing again, I'm probing.
He's probing. You seem to have got... your resolution has gone back up.
I didn't do anything.
So, I don't know, maybe just where you joined it went funny.
Could be. Could be.
There we go. But yeah.
Ooh, I found a water world. Woo-hoo.
What a world. Oh, Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner there.
Do you know, I found my first actual accidentally found black hole today.
Did you fly into it?
I was like, I found my first, because I found other black holes, but because I've seen them listed and I've gone and found them because I looked them up on the map. But this was my first randomly come across it black hole. And I was like, oh, I found my first one. And then it had a name on it. I'm like, oh, you gimp. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I've not seen
Claim
one
that you found one that nobody else has found.
and it's already claimed. I'm like, oh. Black hole.
LD has a question for George. It just simply says, what are you working on? So I shall stretch George out to the full screen.
I'm still just working on this thing.
It's the same one that we put the pictures up on in the the gallery thing.
But now I've got this teeny tiny brush, and I am
That's not a tiny brush.
physically painting in the shadows instead of washing them. And you never know how shaky your hands are until you're trying to paint an object precise.
Sprue Blue says, does George own the smallest wall clock in the world? No, it's just a long way away.
Yeah, it is.
It's like his house is deceptively huge, so it's much bigger than you think.
Actually,
It does look like
there is a kind of optical illusion that it does look like the wall is right behind him. So yeah, it could be the world's smallest wall clock.
I mean, I can't even. That's. I can't touch it.
It's because of the size of the tiles underneath that bit. They look like normal sized tiles.
Yeah.
So if they were, that'd be right behind you.
They're about that big each. I mean,
Yeah.
my house is such
George is off in a country where floor space isn't at a premium.
Yeah. One of those huge mansions. This is just one wing of his modelling studio.
Oh yeah, this is his temporary small studio, not his big proper one.
Do you remember I was saying the other day how it blew my mind when I actually overlaid a map of Japan over the map of the UK and realised that Japan is bigger? I did the same thing with Madagascar yesterday, because we think of Japan and Madagascar as tiny little islands. Madagascar is bigger than the UK.
Yeah,
I
scary.
didn't
Isn't it?
realise this.
Everything's bigger than the UK. Jamie Bone has an observation about Fox.
Oh, hello.
It says
not gonna
Fox
like
has a
this.
model making belly. I'm sure it's the
sausage
camera
and
angle.
beans from your dinner belly, that is.
It's the camera angle. That's why I've got my camera nice and high up.
It's all these
So,
little men delivering the food to his door.
No, this is sausage, beans, and chips for dinner. This was.
I mean, he's got his camera very low, so it's
is,
focusing
actually.
on the belly and then feeding upwards. Whereas if you had the camera higher, then it's much more flattering. Hence,
Yeah,
my
it's-
camera's really, really high.
It is actually just the camera angle. I'm not actually that fat. Well, I am, but I'm not.
He's wearing baggy clothes as well,
Baggy trousers.
just so he's not wearing the mankini.
That's not going to happen.
I'm not going to share the picture that I made. No,
Oh,
No, oh God, no.
no, this is monetized.
Yeah, you've got that protection that you can't put stuff like that up on the screen.
LD says, seen that today. Love the colour. I do colours like that to my Nurgles. I think.
yeah.
Does that mean George's studio is bigger than Japan?
Yes,
It might be.
it's bigger than the UK at least.
Chancellor says the channel Geography Now has a video that lists the world's island nations in order of size.
Oh, sounds interesting.
I expect we're quite low.
Because it's more just a thing that, like, you know, when you think of, say, for example, Japan, there's only really like a handful of locations in Japan that are part of your public consciousness. That, you know, not being a native of Japan. So you think of Japan as this tiny little island where everybody cheek by jowl, and you know there's no space for anything. And yet it's only when you start like reading up about Japan and looking at all the different locations, and towns, and rural locations, and mountain range, you think this place is bigger than England and Wales and Scotland combined. And it takes me 4 hours, 5 hours to drive up.
I even though I knew America was big, back when we were young kids, America to me consisted of Texas, which was full of cowboys and Indians,
Yep.
and New York, which was full of detectives with flares and big
Yep.
moustaches. And that was America when I was a child.
Well, there's the whole thing about the normal globe map distorting the sizes of everything because where you flatten it out and everything, it's the size of the poles are much bigger than they appear on any normal map.
Yeah, the Mercator projection is geopolitically biased to the countries that have the power.
I couldn't remember the name of it, but yeah, that
It's
one.
not, because in reality, like, Russia is not actually anywhere near as big as you think it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Greenland is tiny.
Sprugler is asking, will there be a Skipper Ted Mankini in the future?
Yeah.
No, that's even worse, I think, in some ways.
Because that'd be the Mankini book combined with moustache action going on.
Yeah, that's just not right at all.
Because then you're combining Mankini with Tom Selleck, and that's just no.
Oh.
You could probably Google Tom Selleck in a Mankini, but I'm not going to do it.
No, some things should never be witnessed.
Yes. Right. So, you've all been here for a little while now. What's your feelings on this StreamYard stuff? I know you can't really see it, but
as a guest, I have no issue with it. But I'm a guest, so
it's working perfectly fine for me.
It's working. Joining was okay, and you didn't have any trouble with. There's no downloads or links or anything, or
joining was clicking a link.
Do you have any options controls, or can you do things? Fox just went. That's interesting.
I can mute my audio, close my video, flip the camera, leave, and chat. So I can private chat apparently with other.
Okay, was that me or did one of you guys?
I didn't press anything. So now I ask you if it was working properly, and you drop out.
Yeah, you said your internet connection's gone. Unlikely. Yeah, the only thing as a user I don't like about it is I can't have it in a little pop-up window. I have to have the whole browser window open, which is a pain. But other than that, it's fine as a user.
Cool. I mean, I'm not sure.
It doesn't bother me because when I'm doing anything live stream wise with you guys, then I've just got my phone there and I'm not using it.
Yeah, I mean, we can tell you're mobile because you've got black bars.
Right. The only option we've got button-wise is to do a screen share.
Oh, right, you have the screen share option.
Yeah, we've got our own start and stop buttons and stuff for our own.
Okay. Out of interest, does your screen share, can one of you do a quick screen share or something?
I'll do one.
Because I'm wondering if that replaces you or if that brings in a fifth.
It brings in a fifth. There you go.
It brings in a fifth. There you go. Oh, right. But you haven't got the option to do anything with it. I have to add it.
And see, what I'd like to do as a user is just get rid of the private, because like in Hangouts, it's a separate window all of itself.
Yep.
And I can't do that. And it's a whole browser window, which is a bit. But then again, hey, you can't complain.
Yeah. Well, the chat is. I mean, it's the real chat for you lot as well, I assume. But yeah, I can. I would like the option for changing the. I got the brand color, which obviously I've set to my traditional red. But I can change that to anything. But it changes everybody.
I don't know even where that shows up.
On the little next to your name.
It's just black box with my name, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a little bar by the side of it.
Oh, it's just white.
Yeah, tiny little bar that's changing colour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes. Oh. Yeah, it's red at the moment.
Red, yeah.
Yeah, I can change the colour of that, but it changes for everybody, which is a little bit of a strange choice. Because I would have thought I could select everyone individually. Would make more options to me.
To be honest, it's so small. I don't think anybody will ever notice.
Well, that's true. There is I can change it to that.
Ah. Now that's a bit more noticeable.
Which is a bit more noticeable.
Yeah, that's a bit better.
And that would make the colour more noticeable because I can change that obviously quite dramatically.
I
can go Mankini colour. There you go.
Oh.
Flashbacks. But yeah, changing it for individual people would be useful.
Ooh.
I think you're asking a bit much of a free app, to be honest.
Yeah, well, there is a paid version which lets you do other things and get rid of the big icon. But yeah,
you don't want to do that.
So right, all in all, it seems to work. I've got options as to display screen things, which I do quite like. That one's quite good for the normal sort of beginning and ending wrapping up thing. But or depending on how many people are in the stream, I think will make a difference as to that.
Yeah. And the only thing that needs to be tested long term is how reliable is it. But we won't know that until we've used it for a while. So
Exactly.
what do the viewers think of it? That's the more important thing. Doesn't matter
Well,
what
when we started, they all seemed to quite like it. So we'll
now
find
they've
out.
seen it. Now they've had it for an hour. What do they think?
Yeah, how has
What do
everybody?
you think?
Has it been stable? Has it been working? Apart from Fox going off then, but that might have been Fox.
That was
You're
probably
only-
something at mine.
You're only a little screen.
Ted just sneaking in and pressing a button while he was
I'm
away.
not a little
That might have
screen. I'm
been.
a princess.
So yes, while you're still here in chat, before we disappear, let us know your thoughts and feedback. You can always leave a comment on the video. I will go back and watch chunks of the video as well to see. The one thing I don't like about it personally is it doesn't reverse my screen. So
It does.
it
The
doesn't.
right way around to me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the right way around to me as well, which is the wrong way around.
But I'm the wrong way around. So
Normally it's mirrored. So if I go this way, it comes up on that side of the screen, but it's not. It's on the other side of the screen.
I don't understand.
yeah, mine's
So
the same.
it is an actual. Yeah.
But to Joe Public watching, is it all the right way around?
But right, let's see what we
So
got.
if I point there to everybody watching, that should look like I'm pointing at Chris, or no?
No, you're pointing the wrong way now. That's better. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
behind you.
It's weird. I'm the opposite way around. That's it. 'Cause I'm. Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Right, Zadster says it's better than the old one because it's not chopping around between people, which is one of the features that I do quite like, but obviously some people
we
don't
do
like
miss
it so
that,
much.
To be perfectly honest.
Seems pretty smooth, says Zadster. Once you got it working, it's right. It's been sound, says Steve. Thank you.
Do we
Once I
know
got
what
it
the
working,
problem
yeah.
was that you had earlier on?
No idea at all. I'm going to investigate once I've gone off live and try to figure out what's going on, but
Yeah.
really don't know. Chancellor says it's clearer than the old version, so it's obviously there's a sharper picture output thing.
We do have a clock in the top left telling us how long we've been going for, which is quite nice.
I do like that, and the number of viewers as well.
Where does it say that?
Oh, next to the clock.
I don't get that.
We've just
No, I've
the
got that.
one time. Or I've
The
just.
only thing I don't like is the crappy logo in the top right.
Yeah,
Because I don't like the name StreamYard and I don't like the duck.
I don't mind the name, but the fact that it's a colour logo is distracting for me.
Yeah, because it basically just covers Spit up in the corner. Everybody in the top right corner is covered
Yeah.
up.
Pascal says it's better being able to see all of you at once. We sort of could on the old one, but it was a little picture, but yeah. LD says it's fine, don't have to worry about losing my favourite streams. Yay!
At the end of the
and-
day, I mean, ultimately, 95% of people, when they watch our streams, they just have us in the background. They're just listening to us. And
Oh,
not
absolutely, yeah, it doesn't really matter what we're looking like.
Yeah.
All seems to work well, says Shane. We're all able to see what people are doing.
Wait, do you mean I get all pretty for no reason? Nobody's even-
Yeah.
When did you do that then, George?
Hey,
Is it an ongoing project?
it is.
No
Well,
mercy.
I'm waiting for the time when he gets to his hat so he can actually bend it so it works properly.
It blocks out the light perfectly fine this way.
Yeah, but it should be curved. That's
See,
how,
look
that's
at
how
that.
hats work.
Nicely ducked, that
Yeah.
bill there. Look, see.
No, I got
That's how you do it, George.
Those are called dad hats, though. Here,
I call the dad hat.
They're just called hats. That's just how they're meant to be.
Better than being a... I'm far
Right.
too old to wear a 17-year-old's baseball cap, so... I'll have
It
to
must
go
be uncomfortable as well because it's not the right shape for fitting around your head, is it? I don't know.
Flat bills are just on hats are just wrong.
Yeah.
They're just so wrong.
Yeah, we all agree. It's
See, I could get in a truck now. I could get in an American truck and drive it, and I would look the part.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas George, you probably just get rich.
It's
You wouldn't get to think
appreciate
of that hat.
my daughter had a hat like that, and I did curve it for her. She was quite
Did you?
cross.
Yeah, and quite rightly so. As any decent father would.
Then again, having said that, George does have a collection of 1 trillion hats, which if he did this to all the bills, A, would take forever, and B, would devalue them all.
This is true. I don't know. Has he got lots of hats? I know he's got lots of hoodies.
I do. I have like 50 hats or so.
That's not lots. I've probably got more than that.
It's not a contest.
You do get a bit of a pass, though, because you do tend to get rare and collectible hats. So
I
you don't
bet you've
really
not got a hat as expensive as Paul's, though. It's crazy expensive Tilly.
Oh yeah, but he's had that like years, and he wears it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're very, very good, but I remember looking at one years ago when I used to go walking a lot with my mate, and it's like, oh, these are really good, and it's like, no.
But on the downside, though, it is a
Like
tilly
an
hat.
entire
Nobody actually
walking
wears
kit.
tilly hats.
Yeah, but yeah. Right, I'm going to call it because although it's not been going for an hour and a half, it is 9:30, and I do want to play around and try and figure out why the stream wasn't working before.
Are you shortchanging your viewers, Chris?
No, because they've been here since early. They just missed the beginning bit because did stream a little bit on another feed, but I don't know what happened.
I don't think missing a totally different video and having half an hour extra chat counts. But
No, it's fine. It works because I've been putting their chat up on the screen and they like that. So it's bonus
They'll
extra
be
stuff.
demanding a refund for the missing minutes.
As ever, it's Thursday night, so that's it for today. Couple of days off. I might do some games. But me and George were talking when we were live before, but we weren't really. We might try and get some more Division done on Saturday. So there's a chance that we'll figure it out and see if Paul and TK are around for a little bit of that. So keep an eye on the Team Inept channel, like and subscribe. Paul isn't even here to type in it, so you'll find it. Other than that, Sunday is back. Foxy's Warhammer.
Yep.
3 p.m.
Yeah,
on Foxy's channel. I assume you can find him. He's there. Look, just click on the click. Was he there? That one there.
Yes, there's lovely.
Down there,
Down lower than that. Yeah, it's like Celebrity Squares.
Wait, no, that's the wrong music. I don't. What was the music for Celebrity Squares? I don't even remember.
I don't know that there ever was any.
You found the theme tune? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I'll have to sort that out.
He's gonna have to Google it.
I remember people sat in little boxes.
Yeah.
But I don't
I'll have to sort that
remember.
out. I can't remember me not knowing a quiz.
Next time, Fox will sing the theme tune for. No. And after Fox's at 8 p.m. is my Warhamster back again. You can see my tuft. I'll show it again.
Right, steady.
I did go shopping. I went to the Warhammer shop. Look, I've got a couple of things. Look, I didn't show you, but I've got some things, and I got a kit. But I'm going to keep that secret till Sunday. So come back Sunday. I'll show you what kit I got. Not starting it yet. I've got to finish these orcs first, but yeah. Then Monday's e-models, and we'll find out what software we're using for that. We'll use something. Apparently, the Hangouts on Air is still working today. Someone did check.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't realise, but today is also the date that all the traditional dashboard elements go away, and it's that new studio look.
They did say things about that as well, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's the same time, and I'm like, oh.
that's probably why everything's meant to fade away and disappear.
I
But
hope they fixed all the stuff that didn't work. Because
and then we're back to next Thursday, which, as I say, is an evening with everyone. So keep an eye on the chat next week and get your camera and everything set up so you're all ready, good to go.
Yes.
Whichever software I end up
Come on
using,
in.
you can come along and join, and we'll see if we can break it by putting too many people in it. Other than that, that's it for the week. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining me, especially you three, Speed, George, and Fox.
hello.
You're most welcome. Thank you.
Can I do things? I can mute you. I can mute you. Look, I can mute all of you. Look, I'll mute all of you now. Can you unmute yourselves out of interest, or does that not work?
Yes, we can.
Oh, damn it!
Yes.
It is but a paper tiger.
Well, what I can do, I can remove you from the stream though, but you'll still be in the background. So I'm going to kick all you out one at a time. So bye, Fox. Bye, George. And bye, Speed. And I know you're still there. Look, I could come back to you without you knowing.
Well, it'll two back in. Just keep me separate.
And I'm going to go as well. So I'm going to click everybody off. And thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time for more of the same sort of nonsense
Good night,
and
guys.
stuff and things. So, but I don't know now if it's going to count down. When I click the button in broadcast, it might end abruptly or it might go for a few seconds. So we'll see. I'll click it now.
Murderer is
3, 2, 1, click. Oh, it brings up another window saying, "Are you sure you want to end?" I'll say yes. So bye now.
Adios, amigos.